Hi, welcome to Body Empowerment. For today's episode, I want to answer a viewer's question. It is a topic that is very important to me during my recovery is finding interest in things that are good for me. When I started to obsess less about what I ate, how much I weighed, etc., I didn't really know what else to fill my mind with. Even now, I am longing for things to be passionate about. Can you relate to this? Do you have any advice, or can you share your own experiences about how to develop passion for living? So first of all, thank you for that amazing and articulate question, an extremely important one. Yes, I can relate to this. I think I've heard this so many times, and I know that I think that's one of the big fears before going into recovery is, when I let go of this eating disorder, addiction, whatever it may be, what am I going to fill my mind with? I remember being so fascinated by this sudden vacant space in my brain once I started recovery from an eating disorder. Suddenly, all the energy that went into my body and food, what was I going to do with it? So I have two immediate answers. One is childhood and the other is breathe. Okay, what does that mean? Childhood. So one of the most amazing career professional related advice, pieces of advice, I started with the wrong plural. Some of the best advice I ever got regarding career and profession was from one of my therapists in college who said, what do you want to do when you were 7? Start there. And I said, I wanted to be a writer. And she said, then that's it. Go to your gut from when you were a kid. So that's my first piece of advice. When you were a kid, what did you love to do? Before there were any obsessive thoughts about your body, your weight, what you ate, what did you love to do? Did you love to draw? Did you love to paint? Did you love to read? Did you love to watch funny TV shows? Did you love to play with your friends outside on a swing set? Did you love tumbling in the grass? Did you love soccer, basketball, whatever it may be, building science experiments, who knows? Go back to the childhood and now, okay, I want to be sensitive to maybe there were some really struggling, traumatic moments and challenges in childhood. If that's the case, what did you do then to release those outlets before an eating disorder, before addiction, right? Was it still playing with dolls, playing with, making collages, whatever it is? So for me, I'm fortunate and grateful to professionally be doing a lot of what my childhood passions were: writing, performing, creating as an artist. But another one of my passions I've had since I was a kid is reading, logic puzzles. So I like to do logic puzzle type stuff. Reading, again, writing for pleasure, right? Because I write professionally, there's times when I write just for me, and that becomes something I'm passionate about. I am very passionate about being social, so my friendships are an incredibly important part of why I have a passion for living. So, and then even further with friendships, it's maintaining friendships that nurture me and sustain my passion for life and enhance my passion for life, not drain me and keep me from myself. Yoga and movement, dance, those are things I'm really passionate about. And so instead of looking to movement and yoga and dance and exercise as a weight-related thing, for me, they're part of my passion for living. And when I deny myself that kind of movement, my passion for living decreases. So that's one thing, childhood, right? What did you love to do when you were a kid? And for me, like I said, a lot of those things are part of what I do professionally. And so when I need a break from professional time and work time, there are all these other things, right? Friendships, reading, like I mentioned, travel. So that's one piece of advice. Another place is, I said, to breathe, to go to your breath. In your older self, non-child self, when you sit and you breathe and when you go to your breath, when there is nothing left but the basic thing allowing you to live, which is your breath, in and out, go to the space between the inhale and the exhale and sit with that space. obviously keep breathing, right? Don't sit there holding your breath, but like just take tabs on that space, that moment. And when you feel a stillness, it's almost like a meditation. Ask yourself, what do I love to do? And start seeing what, skyrockets into your head first, those first flashes of thought. So just sitting and breathing with yourself. Sometimes we try so hard, think, and really we need to just retreat into ourselves and allow our breath to tell us instead of trying to find it, right? So what I mean by the breathing thing is when you sit back into your breath, into your body, let your body tell you instead of trying to find it, right? It's like that analogy of like you'll find love when you stop looking and you just let it find you. It's the exact same type of thing. So let your passion tell you. So those are the two big pieces of advice I have. And one thing that's really amazing about this question is not just like advices on how to develop passions, but a passion for living, right? About how to develop passion for living. So that's like a whole other level, not just what to fill the space with functionally and tangibly, but intangibly, how do we cultivate a passion for living? And I think part of that is doing things about which we are passionate, spending time with people for whom we are passionate that nurture our passions, and being really honest and authentic with ourselves. And also keeping in mind that passions fluctuate. Things that I loved doing at one point in my life, I'm not really interested anymore. And then there are passions I've developed later in life, just like, like certain food things have changed, right? Like I didn't discover hummus until I was 18. Can you imagine? I lived 18 years without hummus and now I've been obsessed ever since. But sometimes it's like, I'm not so into it. Like there are people who develop passions for knitting later in life or fly fishing, or the list goes on of the incredible passions and hobbies. And that's the other thing is like distinguishing between a hobby and a passion. Sometimes they're the same thing, sometimes they're not. And that's another thing, determining, do you want them to be the same thing or not? Again, that's childhood, sitting, breath, all these different things. I hope that helps. An amazing, amazing question. And I could write a novel on what to fill the brain with when you let go of the eating disorder and addiction thoughts. So this is a part of it. And so thank you so much for this being brought to light. And I look forward to other people sharing their thoughts. I always say, please share, and I mean it so sincerely. So please, there are comments on YouTube for a reason. So flood these comments with your passions, right? Maybe there's something out there some of us don't know about. And what do we know next week? It's our passion for living. So thanks everyone. Have a beautiful week ahead, and I'll see you next time.